guys. So again, I started with the SPY. As you guys can see, technically we had a huge sell-off. It was very violent. It was very powerful sell-off. I think the worst one since 2016 on the magnitude. It just went really fast. And I hope you guys didn't lose too much money. And we bounced from the 50 moving average. We filled the gap. If you can see it absolutely on perfection right here. I have my gap here in this rectangle, and Neo was doing a lot of analysis on the market. We are still in negative gamma. So carefully, because it could be just a bounce and we go lower, and it will be all decided this week at FOMC on Wednesday. We can speculate as much as we want. Nobody really knows. And we have also big tech earnings this week. So we will give you all the earnings plan in the morning. And we will be maybe playing some of them. Again, as you know, it's very risky. So you can play with little lottos, couple of $100 just to, if you have the need to do it. I might play some too. So this is kind of my little bit of Elliott wave theory on the market. I honestly would not be surprised if we go a little bit up and then chop back down. We have election year as well, and September is really awful month in the market. So if you have a bounce even now on FOMC, be careful. Don't overallocate too much money, because we might have more dips in the next months. I would not be surprised. It's truly like every year like that. So be careful. QQQ also, we had almost 10% sell-off, guys, in like less than 2 weeks. That was insane. So look at that. It was exactly 9.47%, which was amazing. We wanted to have a little bit of dip, but it just happened too fast. So I got stopped out of a bunch of trades myself, even longer term. It was not a nice week for me, but I don't want to have my money locked in bags. And if there is a magnitude of sell-off like this, I get out and have some cash for better prices. So IWM, it's hanging, as I said 2 weeks ago, there was the massive resistance and a lot of chop there. I was talking about it. And if you look at small caps, so let's look at the bigger picture. This is a level that is really hard to break right now. And look, you see there again, my square is my rectangle. It's chop, and we are right there. Okay, so what it means, there are a lot of people that are holding back. So it's kind of a fight between the buyers and sellers, and we need to know who is going to win. It's just a simple explanation. I like to explain things simple, right? A lot of people saw this. They did not get in back in 2020. They start getting in here, and then the small cap index tanked, and of course they were sitting on bags until now. So now we are looking, even here you see a lot of price, how much volume is on this price, around 220 and 225, right? So just pay attention to that, please. Don't get trapped. Don't start buying small caps now. We were posting them in our Discord a while ago, and I think that you guys hopefully made money, because Alessio and I were posting it. And if not, then just be patient, because this index might easily go back down to 210 or lower. Always be patient. You know, if you miss a trade, it doesn't matter. You will find a new one, but you don't want to get in now, right? Because what if this whole gap here below 220 is gonna, get filled? There is not much, volume here, as you can see on the right side. So you can easily get to 210, 26, or even 200 back. It's not a big deal for this index. It's more volatile than SPY. All right, so I will be patient. If we get about these levels, like 227, 230, and I see there is a lot of momentum, look, the volume is beautiful, but I want to make sure we get above, then it's going to make another leg up. So just be careful. Hold and wait for a dip and get back in. That's what I would do. TGTX, these are all the biotechs that are rallying right now. I'm invested right now in bunch. So TGTX is right on 200 moving average on weekly, which is very powerful. I like to see a bigger picture. On a daily, also looking pretty nice. It had nice quick retest, and now it's breaking out. About 21, I would not mind stepping into this. If I see also, like, you always zoom out, right? If I see we are holding the 200 moving average, I'm going to happily get in on this trade. Shopify reached really strong support here. I don't know. It's just this company. It's fun to trade as investment. I sadly have some in my long term. I'm not happy about it, but we'll see. It would be an interesting place to maybe trade the range. People like to trade this one, right? From like 60 up to 65, maybe even the 69 level. BK, I was talking about this one a lot. It's a small regional bank in New York. They had beautiful gap on earnings retest. So now is late. If you did not manage to get in by this breakout, you can wait and get in on breakout of the high of 65.82 on a strong volume. These breakouts are risky to trade because you're getting in really high. So it's extremely, extremely important that you have a stop loss, right? Because if you don't, this can retest very fast. So that's why I always say, if you're trading this kind of breakouts, which are in all-time highs or like really high on the price, you want to have stop loss that in this case, maybe $3. Very tiny. Because if the stock does not manage to stay above and it goes back down, it can follow down to the 10 moving average, even lower, maybe even to the gap, would be a big loss for you, right? So if you are playing these breakouts, I always say, take the second breakout, not the first one. So again, if it gets about the 65.90, let's say here, this level, you wait, let it retest a little bit back towards the breakout, and then you take the second run up, right? And then of course have the stop loss still, because it still can fail, right? Unless you can really perfectly read order flow and you're really fast and you understand this kind of trading, which most people don't, because it's really too much information to process for most people. Have a stop loss. It's very risky, right? But BK looks very nice, and regional banks are just having a really strong momentum. Alessia Scanner, look at this. It's been showing regional banks for a long time. So this, you don't have to trade the banks. You can just trade index or the ETF, right? So here would be amazing place to enter. Now it's late. You know, you wanna kind of, this is not the setup for me. Now I'm chasing, right? It can go higher, of course, but I'm just showing the BK is part of that stuff. All the small banks, Zal, that was my investment. I've been in from 37, I'm out. So another one I'm looking at is BlackRock, because look, again, you love to see a simple trading. I like Neo trades SPX. He trades 0 DTs, 1 DTs, right? It is amazing strategy, but it's not for everyone. I personally can't trade it because it's too fast for me. I cannot trade options 0 DTs or 1 DTs. I'm not fast enough. You do you. Who you are, what's your personality, what you want to trade. There's no right and wrong. There's always some industry that is going to have a bull market that is going to be doing well, right? Always. So if you don't want to short, you can always find stocks and be helping you with that you can take long. So to me, BlackRock was sitting here for 6 months, 7 months now, right? And we are breaking out from this level. Suck. You see here, this is like a resistance, and we broke out. So you can wait and have BlackRock to retest closer to this. It does not have to touch this level perfectly. You can be around 850, get in. It could be most likely a good trade. I'm gonna have this on my watch list. It's an expensive stock, you know. It's a lot of money, so not everyone wants to trade this stuff. Uri, another one that broke out again, the similar pattern, right? Stock had really nice run up, then it took a break for a couple of weeks, and now it broke out, but look, immediately it failed. So that's what I'm saying. You want to kind of wait. This would be a stop out already, because if I get in by 768, this breakout of this level here before the day, I would be having about $7-8 stop loss, and I would be out, right? But it's okay, because if I get out, I can enter again. So I have it on my watch list, and I'm going to see if I can enter again. They had good earnings, so why not? Many people asking for Nike, guys. Look, it could bounce. It looks like it's creating some bottom right here, but I don't know who could help this company to do better. But I don't know. It's just the momentum is not there. And I know it looks nice and people say it's a great company and has good valuations, blah, 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 blah. But it's right now having really slow time. So I tried to trade it last week. I got out after like made like $1 on it because I lost my patience. I was expecting momentum. I'm a momentum trader. I don't want to sit on this for 3 years. AMD, again, the same stock. Everyone says, wow, it's so down, it can't go lower. No, everything can go lower. Just because things are down, it doesn't mean they can't go lower. Look, it's below 200 moving average. This chart looks like dog shit. I'm sorry for that word. Pardon me my French. But you know, it can look, it's even below 50 on weekly. It just looks awful. I sold some puts on this one, you know, because yeah, it's going to bounce at some point, but I don't know. It just looks not nice to me. AMD. I don't know why is it so damaged this year. CLSK. So this one, sadly, this was the one that caused me most losses this week because I was in and I had my stop about 16 and it just dipped below and then went up, but it didn't go up as much. At some point the miners will break out, but it's all Bitcoin dependent. They are really risky to trade. They're very volatile. I'm not suggesting it immediately. Yeah, exactly. I'm not suggesting to trade this if it's too much for you. I would totally understand because sometimes it's too much for me too, but I also make the most money with these stupid stocks. Like Mara, CLSK, when you really hit them right, like even the Monday we got in, on the 22nd we got in, we were already up a lot on those shares, and it's a cheap company, you know, so you buy 500 or 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares, depends on your portfolio, and it moved like immediately $1. So we could have gotten out, but I had my plan to go back at least to the 20. You never know with this. So I'm in EBIT. With EBIT, guys, it's a position trade for me. So why I'm in this one? Because I like the chart and I like that there was the Bitcoin conference, and I like that a lot of politicians now are acceptant of Bitcoin. And you know, if certain people win election, I think that Bitcoin is going to have a really strong move. Of course, if it's not going to be that case, sadly, I think Bitcoin is going to have a hard time for a bit. But I want to be allocated in this one for longer because I don't, it's easier for me to trade and easier to buy than Bitcoin. I have Bitcoin too, but I have to, you know, always change the money, send it to Coinbase, takes me forever. So I decided to have a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of this one. So I posted it as a trade, but I think I'm going to be holding this one for 2-3 months. We'll see what happens into the election. Okay. So just that you guys know, because I don't want you to think you're in a short-term trade. And yeah, I would buy more if we go lower. And anyways, I treated it like Bitcoin pretty much. We are in Nova, and this looks really nice. It's just really, you know, the buyers are getting more aggressive. We are right on the 200. We tried 3 times to break about, you see here, 2-3 ticks. So I'm hoping that we're gonna get above and then go up to 9 or 10. That's kind of my assumption. But we also have earnings on Wednesday, is it? Yeah, Wednesday. So let's see how it behaves into the earnings. I will look at Moderna as SPLS. I will look at all your stocks, guys. Yeah, thank you. I see it here in the chat. Let me just finish this this one. And Oracle, we've been in this one for a long time. I mean, this looks like a cauliflower pattern. I just made it up. It's funny, but yeah, I have my stop in place, and hopefully, you know, if it's gonna run, it's gonna run. If not, we are close to 137 stop. So I'm just gonna hang out on this one. SPLS. Oh no, sorry, there was, yes, please. Oh, okay. I thought Soul Trade, I thought it's a stock. Okay, not. That was funny. Okay, it was just me blonde me today. Moderna looks nice. Yes, I like it. It looks nice. Yeah. I would want it to get a little bit more volume down here to see on relative volume and get about maybe this kind of here you have this supply, but about 125 could look very nice to 134 and higher. Yeah, Moderna looks nice. Yeah, Alessio Scan is great. You guys know exactly. So that's why this week, really, all the technicals I'm doing, it's going to be all invalidated because we have earnings, and we can play earnings. I'm gonna probably play some too, just with little amounts, just for the excitement. And sometimes you can make a lot of money too, right? Like we did on Adobe, and who knows what else we played this year. Let me just check the XBI. So this one is looking also nice. I have again my chop zone, and why I have it here, because in this case, when you look at the chart and the big picture, this has been a stage 1. So I really want to get out of this here, 103. I want to get out of this zone that we've been for 2 years almost, and get above, and then finally fly. That's my XBI index. So once we break out about this 103, 104, it should be nice looking. And now let me check more charts here, what guys wanted. Okay, so AMD I did. Amazon. Yeah, Amazon. Oh, holy Amazon. I don't know. Let me see. Daily chart. We are also on a very critical level right now. If this one doesn't hold and Amazon breaks below, I can see it really falling, because look here, you have less and less supports, and we can totally get down to 168, 170 to the gap here. You see, the gap from February, it would be at the 200, and it would be going through all these volume shelves. So yeah, this is very important to hold. And the earnings is right here, Thursday. So again, this week, it will all decide if Amazon is gonna fly up or it's gonna fall down to 160 or something like that. Carnival Cruises, yeah, wow, that was a dump. Yeah, I don't know. It also had really, it's kind of like inside day. Everything had inside day almost, because we had this huge, massive, ugly Thursday. So you want to get, I mean, if you guys are in, you just hold for longer term, it's fine. But if you get about 1788, 1790, that would be like kind of interesting to see if we can make it above it. Otherwise, you can expect to get down to those moving averages. They work. They usually work as a support pretty well. DE, their company. Okay. So yeah, this looks pretty nice. We're holding above. We closed about 100, 200, and it could about 319 could look good to go back to those levels here. So it looks pretty good, and it also looks like double here, head and inverse head and shoulders right here. 1, 2, 3. So that one pretty nice. Nvidia, same story like Amazon, like most of tech. We made it almost 200 moving average, which was beautiful. Here to 107, there was like some flash crash on Thursday, which actually stopped me out on my longer term, because I had my stop on that, and looks like double top, but again, we'll see. Nvidia likes to do these tricks, and everything looks like a double top, and then you start shorting it and you get smashed. So I wouldn't be shorting this one right now. It already got to the 100 almost, so we need to make it about these levels. 117, 118. Pfizer, yoo-hoo, wow, nice. We looked at this one for a long time. I have it actually, I was buying it right here to my dividend portfolio, and I'm very happy with that. So we are also breaking out, you see, this level here, 30, is the chop that started in, well, the November 23. And here we had also inverse head and shoulders. That's why I have the circles there. The chop circles, and 1, 2, 3 inverse head and shoulders. So let's go. Pfizer looks nice. And now we're in a level that we have less overhead supply, so we could totally fly to 30 to 50. Let's target that. Let me delete it. And even here you see, even 35, there's not much standing in the way at this point. We can look at the weekly chart, zoom out. Okay, also nothing standing in the way, really. So yeah, 35 is plausible on this one. We do have a momentum. We have a change of a stage. If Powell is dovish, yeah, exactly. If Powell is dovish, then as XBI and small caps are gonna fly. Exactly. So you can trade it for fast. You can trade the TNA. If you want to do a day trade, it's a good one. It's just the 3x of small caps. It's for shorter term, but it's fun to trade. Starbucks. Okay, Starbucks seems like it created It bottomed out. And here I had this for someone else. I did this chart before. Okay, so this is the low of bear market here, 68. Could go lower, but seems to be holding this level pretty well. If you want to own this stock, it's fun to sell puts right here. You can sell puts below 68, 67, because then you would get it for a really good price, but it's holding on this level of support right here. So you kind of want to hold it here. If not, and it's probably going to the 68. But selling puts is kind of fun, and I think they do dividend as well, if I'm not mistaken. Tesla. All right, well, Tesla is it's like, wow, no man's land right now. It's holding on this demand zone around 220. Hopefully it holds there. If not, it's probably going down to 190, 200, 190, somewhere there. We have earnings on Tuesday, so we'll see what happens. Oh no, we had, sorry, we had earnings, that's why I tanked. So yeah, it's holding pretty well. And again, if we get some if we get gas from the Fed, 230 easily, you can trade it up there. And if not, we're gonna probably fall down to 200 to 190. It's possible. It's very volatile, this one. TTD, I like this stock. I was liking it of the 100 moving average. Would be a fun add. I did not add, but we have some hammer candle here, and we had nice retest. You see, a lot of the tech stocks got to like 100, 250 moving averages. So that would be good normally to add them, but now we are in the situation where the gamma on market overall is negative, and we have all this news coming in, and I would play it safe, guys. So let's talk quickly about selling of options, which I've been doing a lot lately. If you have any more questions, let me know. If not, I will go into option selling. So option selling is pretty risky if you don't do covered cash secured puts or covered calls, right? So I only do cash secured puts or covered calls. I don't sell naked calls ever. I've never done it in my life, and I sell naked calls. I don't really sell, but I don't really sell those, but a lot of people do it really far out of money. But again, if there is like negative gamma in the market and we have very volatile environment and you are in all-time highs and things might shift, then it can get very, very risky, right? So you don't want to be selling too many puts, and then you have to buy 100 shares for each put. If you sell 10 of them, that's 1,000 shares of something, which is hundred thousands of dollars oftentimes, right? So let's look at my option chain and some charts. So I was selling options on I like to sell them also through earnings. Just remember, it is super risky. Usually I look at the expected move and I sell them far out of money for the expected move, okay? If I, as earnings is Tuesday here. If I also get a lot of premium because of the implied volatility for earnings, right? But again, you have to want to own the stock for that price because it's a gamble. A lot of times they fall really badly, like Snow. Okay, there was a really, really bad put sale here on earnings. I think I sold it for 190 or 200, something like that, or 190, and it just kept going lower. So that sometimes it doesn't work out, huh? And then you have to buy it, and then you buy it for $200, the stock goes to 150 and you're down a lot because it's 100 shares. So keep it in mind, right? Mitch is asking to keep tech. Yes, I will once I'm done with this topic in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, okay? So I just want to talk about what I do because you guys are in the Discord and I don't want you to make mistakes if you're not willing to buy the shares. For me, why I do this is more because I'm impatient and I like to get paid for waiting, right? Because for my psychology, when I see something on a sale, I would like to buy it immediately, and this helps me to get the stock for much cheaper or be paid for my waiting, and it kind of works for me. So I got some cash because I always have some cash on me, and especially in all-time highs, and then I got stopped out of a bunch of things on Thursday. So why not selling some puts even to the future now, right? So when you see a really, really ugly red day, where the volatility is really high, higher the wicks, more money you're going to get for the puts. You have 3, 4, 5 companies that you really like and you want to add to your portfolio. And you might do it with this way. You might sell a put much lower than the price of the stock in the moment, right? Which means you sell it out of money. And I always look at the delta and I try to sell about 20 delta, right? So I can share with you my option chain. Do you guys sell puts or do you trade options? Or what do you trade usually? What is your tell me? I would like to know who is in here. So right, no one says what you guys trade. Anyways, so let's look at Mara. Okay, Mara is one of those stocks that has extremely high implied volatility because it's very volatile. It's a high flyer stock. So I'm in my option chain and I always look at implied volatility. So look at Mara. It's over 100%, which means I'm getting a lot of money for the premiums. I want to own more Mara and I wouldn't mind owning it for less than it's currently. So when I now, of course, on Friday was 6% up, right? You don't sell puts on up day, never. You sell puts on a really, really ugly red day where the implied volatility is even much higher and you have more, you are on a support. Why? Because when you're on a support, most likely it's going to bounce and you might be able to keep 50, 60, 70% of the premium in next 2 days, let's say, right? So that's kind of ideal because then you make the money fast. And if you sell puts, usually I do a month out. With Mara, I do 2 weeks because you get so much premium. Why would I be locked in this puts for a month? And if I sell it on a support, then you have a high probability it's going to bounce and you're going to make money immediately, right? So when you saw Mara falling to 20 here, right, you could go and sell to 18 puts, okay? Then you would have to own Mara for $18. But I wouldn't mind it because I want to have more, right? And then by the end of the day, Mara went back to 21. So you probably could be already getting some money back by buying back the premium, the contracts by end of the day. But why would you? You can wait longer. My rule is usually if I'm up 50% overnight, I close the puts. If I'm up 75% and I still have a couple of weeks to go, I'm going to also close them because of course it's cash secured. So they're kind of holding my money. I sold a bunch of other stuff this last week. You guys can see it in the Discord. And I really enjoyed this strategy because I can, as I said, I'm impatient and I get paid for waiting. So it's going to be interesting to see. And if I get assigned all those, like Google, I sold Google puts, right? Because we were falling really badly. So I sold 165, I think, or 160 on Google on Thursday. We went even lower, but right now we're on a support. So I assume we're gonna turn course. So I got a lot of premium for that one also, right? And then again, so if you look at the chart of Google, why I did that? Because let's look at the chart again. So share. So let's look at Google. Look where we are. You see, we are on 100. That's what I'm saying. You had 1, 2, 3 ugly red days, okay? Even 2 ugly red days are fine. And you are on a support. So you sell the put with much, much higher premium on those days, right? And even below, so 165 in my case, instead of buying the 100 shares, because I'm like, okay, maybe Google is going to go even lower. Maybe we're going to have bad FOMC. It's going to keep going lower. I don't want to own it right now. I'm going to want to wait. So I sold the put for 165. For me, I got nice money for that and I'm going to wait. If I don't get a sign and I see the market is turning course, great. I will buy the put back and I can snatch some shares. I will make extra money, right? So this is how I'm thinking with the puts. NVIDIA, I sold 103 put on this day. On this nasty, ugly day we had, I sold put 103. That's right on this 100 moving average and it's close to the gap. So I told myself, you know what? If I get NVIDIA for 103 minus the money I got for the put, it's going to be something 101 something price. I'm happy with that, right? If I don't, then I just keep the premium, right? Just go long put or call. What do you mean long put? Long put mean I buy the put. Yeah, you can also, I mean, look, it's fine. I have some leaps on Nvidia for 26, you know, so I trade all sorts of things. But the selling puts, I like it because it really gives me, I get paid for waiting if we get more dip and sell off, and if not, you know, if we do, then I get it for a nice price. And again, guys, be careful because we're in negative gamma. That's always something you need to pay attention to, because if we are in negative gamma, we might start rolling down the hill, and I'm going to own all these things for higher prices even, because look, if things get nasty, Nvidia can easily go to $95 right here to this level. Why not? Everything is possible. I just have to have in my mind and say, you know what, if even Nvidia goes to 95, I will own it for 103, then I'm going to be selling covered calls on it, you know, on just wait. So just think about all the possibilities and scenarios, right? Because you never know. And again, most of the puts I sell are like delta 20, so there is about 20% probability that it's gonna happen, right? Which still there is a probability. And covered calls I sell on updates, my friends, like here on this day, for example, or here for each 100 shares, you know, so that's how I do it. Mara also, I had so many covered calls for this Friday on Mara, and I was selling them right around those levels when we had this green craziness happening. I sold 27. First, I sold 25, then I sold 27, and then 30 covered calls. I had like, I don't know, 17 or 18 of them. So now I kept all the premiums on Friday, right? So it adds up, you know. I'm not saying this is all you should trade, but honestly, if you have holdings on long term and you know, like for me, Mara, I want to hold it until it goes at least to $35, $40, which I think will. I'm just going to keep selling. And if I get called away, which means I will have to sell, like if Mara would close about 25 for the lower tier of my covered calls, I would have to sell. Well, then guess what? I'm going to just keep selling puts until I have the shares again, right? I mean, it's volatile. It's really fun to trade, guys. Some guys own this stock like Mara or CLSK, and they just sell so many options on that. It's insane income, like side income, right? So you can always be creative and look, it's $300-$400 each week, or you know, you can make nice money every month if you do this just as a side trading, right? It doesn't require so much work. So that's pretty much it. And again, like I sell it usually delta 30 is delta 30 for the covered calls, but delta 25, 20 for the puts. I try to go really lower than that. So if I get a sign, it's okay, but I don't, you know, necessarily have to immediately. So, all right. Do you have any questions on this one? If you do, let me know. If not, I'm going to look at the tech right here. You're right at the resistance on tech, Mitch. So I would wait with this one if it gets about 48.50. You know, because you have huge upper wick, although you have beautiful volume here, so that's a good sign. That's a very good sign. But you want to kind of get about this noise here, right?
That hip hop suck, man.
I muted. So yeah, so that's tech, right? Beautiful volume. That's really nice here. I like this. That's very good sign. Just to play it safe, you want to get out of this chop zone, but it looks nice. If you hopped on and you're in, stay in. Looks nice. All right. You bought it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's great. That's very good. Yeah. If you bought on Thursday, you're good. I would just stay in. Have your stop loss, like where is my grain line? Around 44 probably would be my stop on this one. But it looks nice. With the volume, even if it retests a little bit, I think it's gonna go higher. Just looking at that. All right. Sophie, yeah. Let me look at Sophie. Okay, Sophie. So let me draw for you. It had pretty violent sell-off like everything, but get about this, my dear, 760. Give it a chance to get about the 200 because the 200 is a really, really nasty resistance. And as you can see on our Nova, it's also taking time. So you kind of want to get about it again and with some nice volume. You have called I called 2 weeks ago. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's probably gonna go back up. It's gonna move it. Yeah. Okay. I called 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Sophie looks again looks nice. 760, and then it's probably gonna go back to 8 and higher. Yeah, it doesn't look bad, this chart actually. All right. Okay, my friends. Well, good. Have a good Sunday night or wherever you are, and we're gonna be really monitoring. Please, this week, just be patient. Be patient. Don't rush into things, even though they're gonna look maybe nice on Monday. Just be patient because everything can change really drastically. And when you see good results with some of those earnings, and you see that they're having nice gaps up, you can trade it after. But I would solely wait. How they say in our Discord, touch grass until Wednesday and be patient, and then we can decide what we do after. All right. All right, guys, have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow in the chat. If you have any questions, just hit me up there. All right. Bye.